Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us
Yeah,
where
sure.
you live and what you do for a living.
Sure. My name is, all of my friends know me as Beli. I started a brand when I was in sophomore year, and that was kind of my first business. Then I went into the banking industry. I was in wealth management for a long time. Then I was in the marketing industry. Then I eventually switched jobs to an e-commerce company. And here I am. And I left my 9 to 5 2 years and a half ago. And that's it. So I have a brand. I'm a founder. I'm the owner of Akalia, which is a fashion brand, especially for girls. Well, women's wear clothing. And we basically have an ethical approach to all of our products in the sense that we donate to organizations and we support few causes.
Awesome.
You can see everything online. We'll also slow fashion, meaning that we don't mass produce. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, we
Awesome.
manufacture in Turkey. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
So what inspired you to start this business?
I'm not gonna give like any crazy answer. I'm just gonna be straightforward. Always been passionate about selling things since little. And of course, like when you're in college, you're always trying to make like some money on the side. So I guess my passion comes from selling. I think as long as you have a great product and it's something people want, you're gonna be good to go.
For sure. So in terms of your product specifically, when you mentioned it's like women's clothing essentially, but like what separates your product in the market? What exactly is unique about your product?
We value quality and fit at a decent price, meaning our prices are not on the higher end of the offers. And also the part that we do a lot of philanthropy work. So we basically collaborate with a bunch of organizations from Venezuela to here in the US, where we basically donate part of our profits to them. And we also fund innovations in soil reforestation.
Awesome. So in terms of your products today, where are you mostly selling? Is it mostly in direct to consumer, Amazon, retail? What does that look like for you?
So here's the thing, when you start, especially a fashion brand, it's such a competitive space, right? That for me, particularly, this is in my case, the easiest way was to basically sell to retailers in small orders. So what I did at the beginning was to start getting, a little bit more of traction and not instead of getting like, let's say a $60 order on Shopify from a consumer, I started cold calling retail stores, smaller boutiques, and making a $500 minimum order, right? So that's pretty small for any kind of retail store. And generally speaking, these stores, of course, spend more than $2K in an order. But since it was a new brand and nobody had like a recognition about it, so yeah, that's how I actually gained traction by boutiques, smaller boutiques, Houston, Texas, all of that. So it was small wholesale orders. And of course, these days we do have a lot of direct-to-consumer orders, but in my personal experience, I don't think that's the easiest route to go with at the beginning because of the acquisition cost.
For sure. So in terms of selling in the boutiques, like it's one thing to have orders and to have your products, but how do you actually make sure that your products sell at those boutiques?
Well, first of all, you need to try to get a little bit of local press or try to get some influencers to post you or some kind of proof that your product is good. What I did at that time, I got the product to a bunch of people I knew, like in my circle, and I was like, please leave an honest review about this. So basically, the reviews actually helped me out. But also, like the $500 order for a boutique is so small in general terms that they don't really actually think about much. It's like if you pay, I don't know, a nice latte somewhere, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yes, it adds up at the end, but at the beginning, it's not like a huge deal.
So is most of your business, like what's the breakdown in terms of percentage? Like what percent is retail, like at boutiques versus direct to consumer?
Well, direct to consumer has been increasing through the years. At the beginning was probably like 10% of our orders, I would say. Now it's around 60%, 55%. But yeah, wholesale is still a big channel for sure.
So what is your vision? Like, do you want to scale up on the D2C side or do you want to do more wholesale and get into like a larger retailers? Like where do you
So
really see your product?
I would say that I back engineered the brand in the sense that now I can approach the end consumer and say, hey, we sell this, we sell there. These are known retailers, so you can trust us. So I would say that now is easier. So for sure, the next goal is to be like to take it like the sales around 70% direct to consumer. Because let's face it, it's better. You have control of who's buying from you, and also you have the direct communication, so you can actually serve that customer better.
Hey y'all, it's Dan Melnick, the CEO of Zing, and I wanted to share a special offer for all of our listeners. Right now, if you need software development services, we'll give you 2 weeks of a free trial. Do you need to update your website? Do you want to build a mobile app? Do you want to update something that you've been working on for a long time? We've worked in a high-level technologies like AI, machine learning, blockchain. So shoot me a text, 817-874-2208. Thank you.
Makes sense. So how do you measure your customer lifetime value?
So basically, it's always easier to have a customer to purchase a second time from you, right? Than I'm sure you know this. Than getting the first purchase, the first sale. So we basically have, as any other brand, a bunch of flows, right? On our email marketing, on our SMS marketing. So essentially, when we see that a person, let's just say they spend, I don't know, $300 in their previous order and it's their second order, we offer incentives. Like here's a 15%, or we upsell like something else that we know that probably they're gonna like. And it's crazy. These days, a lot of the upselling is made with AI. So it makes it like for sure easier. Also, we do take a lot of pride in having good customer experience. So that is the reason why a lot of this communications are done with a real person. It's not done with a like a robot or anything like that, or anything, because we do feel that when you do it with a real person and you actually send a message or you actually send an email, hey, Rachel, we got the blazer you forgot in your car the other day in pink. It's a little bit different, especially if you have a little bit on the higher end ticket price as we do. Because at the very end, we're not fast fashion. So of course, we're going to have a higher price ticket, right? So our average order is around like $100, 99, 110. So yeah, you need to, if you want to go to this space, I would say that this space of giving a little bit more quality, giving a higher price point and standing out, you actually need to give a good packaging, a good customer experience, and all of these perks.
For sure. So who is an ideal customer for your business?
It's funny. When I started, it was sorority girls. It was younger girls. It was 24, 22, like pretty young crowd. But then the brand evolved. I was able to invest more in the product. Eventually, our product way more quality, and that made, of course, the price point go a little bit higher. And these days it's girls after 32, 33, especially moms around do you know that the fashion forward trendy mom that still wants to look good? Yeah, that target also works perfectly. So I would say it's around 31, 30s to 45s.
For sure. But so like your vision essentially is to grow in that D2C channel, but do you see yourself being in like big box retailers? Like, would you want
Yeah,
that for your brand?
we started. This is an important point for anyone out there. Your brand is going to evolve, right?
Right.
So, and when your brand evolves, eventually your product is going to change, and your target is probably going to change as well. And for example, we started selling to Macy's 2 years ago. And essentially at that point, our price point was like way less. And when it is not way less, but let's just say like probably a little bit less than what is now.
Right.
And then our brand evolved, and now we're selling to Saks. So we made like the jump from one to other. So yeah, 100%, the big box retailers are there, and they will continue to be there, especially because it's a point of reference. And when such retailers like this trust your product and know you have a quality, that's probably one of the best reviews you can have.
For sure. So what would you say is like the biggest challenge that you currently face in your business?
Biggest challenge. Well, I bootstrap it since day one. So I didn't have like any kind of crazy investment from outside. I wish. So I would say it's allocating your resources correctly, because a lot of things are sexy and are cool, but are not necessarily going to generate income.
Right.
And we're basically a new brand. I mean, We haven't been around like for 10 years or anything similar. So, you need to be profitable. So I think especially in fashion, there's a lot of, how can I explain? There's a lot of ornaments and a lot of like things that people think they need to make the brand profitable or anything, but honestly, it's just not. For example, like maybe a rough example, spending like a crazy amount of money for to appear on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine printed is not going to do much better than improving your product and actually doing great Facebook ads. So, I think it's just being mindful of where you're allocating your resources.
So what would you say is like the one biggest piece of advice that you wish you knew before you started this business?
Oh, it's not going to be sexy. It's not going to be sexy at all. I don't know why people romanticize a lot about being an entrepreneur, and it's like, oh, I'm going to make millions by month 2. No, you're not going to make millions. I mean, maybe you are, but if you're starting like from me, that I had a super small storage and I was leaving my 9 to 5 to check the storage after that, it's just impossible. So don't compare yourself to anyone and be humble about everything you do. I think that's probably the biggest advice. Be humble and have empathy with people. Just because you're a business owner doesn't mean you know everything.
You have to be humble 100%.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's the only way of opening doors.
Exactly. So if we're going to have this conversation again in 1 year from now, where do you see things going for your business?
Well, I see retailers such as Nordstrom. I see retailers coming to us, and I see a lot of press and a lot of influencers.
Exciting. And we're rooting for you. So if somebody watching this wanted to reach out to you, do you mind sharing your website or social media? I guess best ways to get in contact.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy from the brand, there's a website, akaliaofficial.com. If you need any kind of advice or any kind of thing that you're struggling with, I'm super happy to help out too. I am part of this website. The name is Intro. So over there, I consult entrepreneurs by the hour, but I'm super flexible. So if you need anything else, I'm more than happy to help. I believe whatever you put out in the world is going to come back to you. So I'm super happy to help anyone that is out there struggling.
Awesome. Well, Beli, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.